What up, guys? Kevin here. Here to tell the truth about Jim Ryan stepping down, retiring, which I put in air quotes, as a head honcho, the CEO of PlayStation. Early next year sometime, Hiroki Totoki, that sounds like a made-up name, is taking over. I think he does everything else at Sony. So he's going to be the interim until they find someone new. And I was thinking, like, why can't they find someone new? Like, that's plenty of time. And I realized, it took me like 6 months of like interviews and everything else to get the job I'm at now. And I make probably 10,000 times less money as Jim Ryan. And not as important. But yeah. So first off, let's start with the reaction. I already made a video yesterday. I was just kind of a solid tweet and went, oh my God, I got to make a video. Now that I have time to think about it, watch some videos, see some reaction, let's talk about the reaction first. Because this is the most funniest reaction I've seen. We got, shout out to like the few PlayStation fanboys. There's quite a few that are genuinely happy, celebrating that this bozo is leaving. They don't like him. They've been upfront. They don't like his PlayStation. Me personally, I don't like his PlayStation. I'll get to that in a minute. I like the guy. I don't like him in the position. Yeah, I just have much respect for 30 years. I have much respect for someone sticking it out, especially like a white guy at a Japanese corporation. I don't know why that's funny, especially Jim Ryan. But the funniest reaction was the PlayStation fanboys that can't say anything negative about Jim Ryan. Sucked his pee-pee any chance they got, especially when to put down Phil Spencer. The best reaction I've seen it so many times was, yeah, I'm excited to see what they're going to do next. I got to give my flowers to Jim Ryan, but I am excited to what they're going to do next. I'm excited. Like, why are you excited? PlayStation's on top. You tell me every day PlayStation's on top. They're number one. They can't do any better. Now you're telling me they can do better because you're excited for what's new. What is it? But no, I got to tell you the truth about Jim Ryan. Now, of course, he retired in air quotes, which means basically like, hey, you didn't, there's no like sexual harassment suit or anything out like there. So you get to stick around to run the ship a little while longer until we find somebody we can have an easier transition, because I ain't staying in charge, me being Hiroki Totoki. But Jim Ryan definitely got himself fired. He got himself fired. Let's be honest. I could run PlayStation. 2019, if I took over PlayStation like Jim Ryan did, it would be at least as successful. You know what I would have done? Hey, we just launched all these great games. Guess what we're doing? We're just going to do the sequel of those games. And that's Jim Ryan's success right there. I probably would have done Bloodborne. Announced the Bloodborne 2. Do a remake, a remaster, or just a straight up PS5 port with a 60 FPS patch. I would have done that at least. Probably would have greenlit maybe a few single player projects instead of going live service. But now we're kind of getting into where Jim Ryan fucked up. Because Jim Ryan messed up bigly. So under Jim Ryan, PlayStation has just been sales. Just sales. The personality is sales. Any personality that we got from Jim Ryan or PlayStation was sales, because that's Jim Ryan's personality, is just the graphs going up. And that's PlayStation. When I look at my PlayStation 5 right now, I just see a graph. The sales going up. But that's good. That's very good. However, gaming isn't something that's done. These aren't decisions yesterday. And this is what we're going on 4 or 5 years of Jim Ryan making decisions at PlayStation. And the writing on the wall is this ain't going to work. And it's not working. And if we don't make changes quick, we are going to be living Jim Ryan's PlayStation for years to come, which we still will, but years longer to where we may not right the ship. They're trying to right the ship right now. Where did Jim Ryan F up? First off, many places. The communication's the big one. The communication absolutely sucks under Jim Ryan. Absolutely sucks. Nintendo is a little like PlayStation, but they do directs, and their directs are a hit each and every time. Even if I find some of them suck, the Nintendo fanboys love it. And even I gotta say, I don't love what I see a lot of times, but I can be objective and say they nailed it. They nailed it. A Nintendo fanboy usually finds something from a Nintendo Direct, which they have many, to keep them happy, to keep them selling so many Switches. Year, 7 in? The communication at PlayStation sucks. It's just not fun. It's just, again, I'm looking at a graph right now. I'm looking at my PS5. I just see a graph of sales going up. I don't see games coming. I don't see anything else besides sales graphs. And that's something even the PlayStation fanboys have at least admitted. Like, yeah, the communication with Jim Ryan has been atrocious. Spider-Man 2, reviewers already got a copy. I might make a video on the title screen there because it sucks. After Spider-Man 2, what is it? What is it? Oh, yeah, they're going to go back to relying on Square Enix for Rebirth. Speaking of Square Enix, Jim Ryan decided to alienate just the gaming audience. And I made a video, or I've talked about this in previous videos. Jim Ryan started it all. Jim Ryan started the consolidation. You could say, no, Xbox did. Xbox started buying all these companies. Yeah, sure, they bought studio here, studio there. I don't think anyone was crying too much about a Ninja Theory and Obsidian or something like that. But why did Xbox buy Bethesda? Because Jim Ryan's PlayStation, Jim Ryan went and said, hey, Bethesda, you make games for everybody, but we want your games exclusively to us. Ghostwire Tokyo, Deathloop, and we keep hearing they were trying to get Starfield. And Xbox went in and said, nope. Under Jim Ryan, they went and got Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That's a very weird exclusive to get. They continued with the Square Enix games, Forspoken, and Final Fantasy 16 Rebirth, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Sounded like it was supposed to come to Xbox a long time ago, but Jim Ryan said, nope, we're taking that. And I think Sony realized that alienated a part of the gaming fan base, and now Microsoft's retaliating, and that is now hurting Sony. They're no longer going to get that COD money, that COD exclusives. And I think that was a big part of Jim Ryan being retired, again in air quotes. He couldn't stop the deal. I think Sony went up to him like, hey, man, we knew we were getting away with a lot here with Call of Duty and hurting Xbox. Now Xbox is trying to get it. Now you got to stop it because we're effed. But yeah, let it be known, Jim Ryan, PlayStation didn't do this last generation. They didn't hold that game like Final Fantasy 7 Remake, which was a little time exclusive. Now it's a big time exclusive. That was really it. That was really the only game, like third party game, at least worth a damn. And remember, Xbox did it with Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider. They got a lot of shit for it. PlayStation wasn't doing it. Nintendo wasn't doing it. But now PlayStation did it this generation. Xbox is retaliating. And Sony's going, holy cow, this is really going to hurt us. We need to start playing a little bit friendlier and not trying to alienate fan bases, not trying to take games from certain fan bases. That's why when Xbox does it now, I don't care. You did it, PlayStation. You did it to yourselves. What else? PlayStation VR 2, man, they hyped up the living out of that. They hyped up the ever-living out of that. The PlayStation VR 2. What a flop. That has been a flop. How many was that supposed to sell? Millions? Have they even gotten to 1 million yet? And I'm still waiting. hey, I'm still waiting for Half-Life Alyx. I still don't understand why PlayStation fanboys are entitled to Half-Life Alyx when that is supposed to be a system seller for Steam. And aren't they like releasing new VR headset or something over there? Yeah, let's give Half-Life Alyx to PlayStation VR. Like they're entitled to it. But that flopped. Project Q, that's flopping. I'd love to hear the pre-order numbers there. This is all happening under Jim Ryan. The sales projections, which are absolutely insane, because, I mean, PlayStation 5 is doing well, but they're still not meeting those numbers. And they're putting the PS5 on sale, doing a lot of crazy bundles. It's not doing it. As much as they're selling PS5s, they're not hitting the numbers that Jim Ryan and PlayStation set out that they were going to do. I got Spider-Man 2, but how many million PS5s are they going to sell those? I don't think enough to get to whatever magical number they're trying to hit. But yeah, as you can see, just Jim Ryan is just not the guy. He's the Tim Cook of Apple. Took over after what? The dude, who's the dude from Apple? Steve Jobs. He took over Steve Jobs, and it's just been little iteratives of the iPhone ever since he took over. That's what you're going to get with Jim Ryan. Just bar graphs, pie graphs, sales charts. That's it. He may do a great job at that, but PlayStation understands we need that creativity. We need that something. We need a splash. We need the splash that we got last generation, because this generation ain't doing it. The live service games under Jim Ryan seem to already been failing. They bought Bungie, who has been a huge disaster for Sony ever since they got bought by them. Nothing but bad thing after bad thing that I hear from Destiny 2. Just, it ain't good over there. And then they're the ones going around shutting down games. Well, Deviation, whatever they were working on, that got shut down, or it's about to be shut down. Factions 2, which was supposed to come out under Jim Ryan with the 2020 Last of Us Part 2. That's just been a huge waste of time. Who knows what their other first-party studios are wasting their time on, single-player-wise. There was that Horizon MMO. Is that even happening? I don't think so. And Foam Stars has like a demo. Maybe that'll hit, but I think the writing on the wall with these live service games, not happening. People are still making fun of Halo Infinite, of what happened there, but that's probably been the most successful, right? Ever since. What has been the most successful, like, new live service game this generation? What has done better than Halo Infinite? What launched since 2020 or since Halo Infinite that has done better? Gotta be something. But I think the writing on the wall for live service games, like, no. You can't have so many live service games. People don't want to play games forever, and right now there's so many great games coming out. Like even Diablo 4 is probably still doing well, but That's supposed to be a forever type title. That might be the game that's doing better than Halo Infinite, Diablo 4. But even then, people want to move on to other games, and the writing on the wall is there. Sony sees that and goes, "Yeah, these live service games ain't gonna work. Yeah, we need just a couple to like hit to stick, but that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. Just because you're Sony and you make a live service game doesn't mean it's gonna be successful. Doesn't matter if you make it around Kratos or Aloy or what. You gotta have a good gameplay loop and feed it content over and over and over again. It's gotta be great content, and you gotta be very you got to know how to make the changes that you need to make. And even Bungie doesn't know how to do that. So, yeah, just an absolute fail. That's really the only thing we know about. Like, in the studios they purchased, they buy. They put out Returnal that sold, what, 500,000? And then they bought House Marquee. What are they doing on? What are they doing? Like Returnal 2? Cool. I'm excited for Returnal 2, but that ain't a 10 million seller. They bought, who they bought? Jade Raymond's studio, Haven. Fair Games, that's one of their live service games. I mean, they bought them, so we know that has to be great, right? I haven't heard a good thing about that. Then they bought like a phone studio. What else? Blue Point. Cool, they know how to remaster games. All right. Nixxes, I think Nixxes might be the best purchase under Jim Ryan. Well, Insomniac, you got to give him props for Insomniac. That was under him. I mean, Insomniac is running PlayStation. But Blue Point, like Bungie is the only one worth a damn. But man, people are over Destiny too. You can see Jim Ryan is not doing a great job. You want to believe that he's actually retiring? I mean, he is, but this is how it went. Jim Ryan coming to my office. Hey, you did a great job, 30 years here. We just need to go in a different direction right now. I'm going to take over here in a few months, so put out a nice statement saying you're retiring. If not, well, we'll just shit can you right now. That's how it went. Maybe a little bit more nicer for someone who's been there 30 years. But, yeah, I'm done here. I just wanted to tell the truth about Jim Ryan. It's still the funniest thing to me. These Jim Ryan pee-pee suckers, but they're like, I'm excited for what's next. I'm excited for the new person. All right, I gotta go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Later.